invite you to relax into this sacred time and sacred space that you have created for yourself. I invite you to fully immerse yourself in this radical act of self-love, to step into your power, to become your own healer, your own shaman. So make yourself comfortable. Take a few deep breaths to prepare yourself for the journey ahead. And dive into this deep medicine of the imagination. Closing your eyes and bringing your awareness into the here and now, into this time and into this place. Into your body and into your breath. Because this is time for you. It's time to be, time to rest, relax, release, and recharge. Okay, straight away my eyes have started twitching, really quite violently. If eyes can twitch violently, they're going all over the place. Okay, who is coming in to help us at this time? Very often, very twitchy eyes is a sign or an indication of Goddess Isis being nearby, but I can't see her yet. Big deep breath, sinking into the journey. My eyes have stopped twitching now. Who do we have to come forward to do this work today, please? Okay, so I have Spider. Spider is kind of, it looks as if Spider is dangling herself down from above. Oh, twitches in my back there. Yeah, dangling herself down from above as if she's lowering herself down on her silken thread. And there was some blue energy behind her, almost as if she was kind of abseiling down through this blue energy. Now, when I see blue energy, this indicates unhelpful negative energy that requires clearing, and one of Spider's remits is as an extraction ally to clear unhelpful or negative intrusions, things in the energy field that shouldn't be there, that are not of us. And so Spider often comes as a, to clear things out, to pull things out. She's quite specific. She uses her many legs to kind of pull things out with precision and in detail. Now she's disappeared. I can't see her now. Where have you gone, Spider? What are you doing? Okay, I can feel little twitches in my back. I felt one in my lower back, and then twitches in my shoulder blades on the left-hand side. What's happening here, please? It's kind of gone all dark and blank in my mind's eye. Okay, so now what I can see is almost like it looks like an oyster shell or some kind of large sea shell that's opening, like an oyster would, and I can see that there's a pearl inside it. Okay, tell me about this pearl and this oyster shell or clam shell. Okay, I'm being told this is the gift. What is this gift about, please? Knowledge, memory, truth, passion. Okay, big deep breath and shivers down my legs as I got the information that this is the truth of your history of humanity. This is the truth of the history of humanity. And as that information dropped in, yeah, I got a big deep breath and little shivers down my legs. And whenever I get little shivers down my legs, it means there's some big piece of truth being revealed or being put forward. Okay, so thank you for this this pearl of truth and knowledge about ourselves and humanity. What do we need to do with this? How do we use this gift? Okay, I'm being told you need to take it inside of yourself. Okay, I'm getting twitches down my legs now. Not shivers, but twitches. Okay, take it inside of yourself. All right, so I'm going to reach my arms out. These are my physical arms. I'm kind of reaching towards the shell, and I'm going to gently take the pearl out. And where does it want to go? All right, I'm being told that everybody must find their own place where this pearl goes, that we may not need to put the pearl in the same place. Different people will need to put the pearl in different places. I personally am choosing to put the pearl into my throat, but you can put the pearl wherever you feel is the right place for you. I'm being told that this is a soul part, that this is a soul part of humanity. Oh gosh, the emotions are coming up now. Here come the tears. This is a soul part that we all lost. A soul part that we all lost as a human collective. And there is a lot of grief around this. That this knowledge and understanding of who and what we are as humans on this earth, as spirit beings in human bodies on this beautiful planet Earth, you know, that knowledge was taken away from us. And that self-knowledge, that understanding of who we are and why we're here, that's what's contained within this pearl. And it's, okay, I'm being given the word legacy. That it's our legacy. This pearl represents or is a part of our legacy, that it contains the information that is our legacy. Big deep breath there. And that this legacy will be different for different people. It isn't always the same for everybody. This is why the pearl will go into different places in different people's bodies. But this legacy includes both individual ancestral lines, you know, the information and the history and the legacy passed down through different cultures and different religions and different geographical locations and different races and different people. You know, we all have our own paths from the beginning of humanity to where we are now, and we've each, you know, our ancestors have taken different journeys to each other. And so this pearl represents both the legacy of our own personal journey to where we find ourselves today through our ancestral journeys. It represents the legacy of the multiple lifetimes that we have lived on this earth and the journey that we've taken on a karmic level. But it also represents the collective legacy of all humans on this planet, and the spiritual understanding of who and what we are, and why we're here, and where we're going next, and what we need to do. So it's a gift of both understanding our past, our present, and our future. And it's soul energy, you know. So this pearl of this gift of a pearl of soul energy is part of us. It's supposed to be part of us. We're supposed to have had it all along. Shivers down my legs, and I'm being told that this is what was lost in the fall of the civilization of Atlantis. In the destruction and the downfall of this civilization, this pearl of self-understanding, this legacy of humanity, is what we lost. And this soul energy, this personal and collective soul energy, sunk under the waves, just like Atlantis did, which is why it was in the shell, underwater. And just like a pearl, it is shiny and bright and beautiful. And is a great gift to help us now in these big times of transition, as we see the destruction and downfall of our own current civilization, the implosion and chaos and huge transition and transformation that is occurring on the whole earth at this time. You know, we are witnessing the downfall of our own current civilization. And so there are patterns repeating, now as then. But in receiving this pearl of wisdom and understanding, and this gift of our legacy and human history, in receiving this back, what we're being given is an opportunity to rebirth and renew ourselves with this greater understanding of who we are and why we're here, so that from the ashes we can rebirth ourselves like the baby phoenix. From the rubble we can rebuild something that is better and more fitting and more suitable for why we are actually here. Because really, I don't believe that we are here to live in poverty and warfare and constant social conflict and greed and selfish desires and materialism. You know, that's not why we're here. That really isn't why we're here. Ooh, right, I'm getting a very sharp pain right through my stomach area, my solar plexus. It was almost, it feels, or felt, it's kind of gone now, it felt like somebody was stabbing me. Oh no, there it is again. Felt like somebody was stabbing me right in the gut. Okay, what's this about, please? Big deep breath. What is this stabbing pain about, please? Okay, so I'm being told that this is an energetic wounding. Yes, it's a stabbing. It's a stabbing into your place of power. Again, all of us collectively, you know, we have been hugely disempowered for thousands of years, intentionally, willfully. And this feels like a sword or a long knife You know, you can't function very effectively if you're walking around with a long knife sticking out of your gut, can you? It's just not going to work. Okay, who's going to come and remove this intrusion, please? Who's going to come and take out this sword or this knife from the solar plexus area? You know, the solar plexus is our place of personal power. And if you have been stabbed in your solar plexus, you cannot summon up the power to stand in your truth, to stand in your strength, to stand up and, you know, speak honestly and openly about what you feel is right. You know, if you've been stabbed through your solar plexus, your place of personal power, you crumple, don't you? You crumple. You can't live effectively. You can't function effectively. You certainly can't thrive, and you can't stand up for truth and what's right if you've been stabbed in your place of power. Okay, take the sword out, please. We don't need that. Who's going to come and remove this sword? Okay, so I'm still waiting. It kind of feels like it's been removed. I didn't see who took it out. But oh yes, here comes Spider. Okay, Spider's here. Initially I could see this big, what looked like a storm cloud with some lightning bolts coming out of it, and the storm cloud with lightning bolts coming out of it has turned into Spider. Spider has turned up again to pull this sword out. I kind of feel like Spider was round the back when I was getting all the twitches in my back and shoulders. It felt like she'd gone round the back and was doing things round the back that I couldn't see and was not so aware of. Big deep breath, confirmation that Spider's been working all the time, removing things that don't help us, and now she's come to pull this big sword out. But tell me, what's the relevance to the storm cloud and the lightning, please? Okay, I'm being told that storms are necessary to clear the way. So storm energy is all about bringing all of the elements together: earth and air, fire and water and ether. So, you know, in a big storm you have storm clouds, which are made of water. You have the electricity that's generated within those clouds, which is fire. You have the earth. When the lightning strikes, it hits the earth, doesn't it? And you have air, which blows these storm clouds to wherever they need to be and then blows them away again. And so, big deep breath there, shivers down my legs. So we're getting into some elemental alchemical teaching here. So when we bring all of the elements together, what we create is the fifth element of ether. And ether is the element of magic, it's the element of change, it's the element of chaos as well. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a catalyzer. It catalyzes massive things to change, where, you know, the other elements individually, if a problem or an obstacle or an issue is too big and too stubborn and too difficult to actually shift with one or even a couple of the elements, you know, we see the bringing in of all of the elements, creating the energy of storm, bringing the fifth element of ether in order to really shift those patterns that are very stuck, very stubborn, and to change things that otherwise are unchangeable. Shivers down my legs, big truth there. And so storm comes in to change the unchangeable things, to tear down those things which really do not serve us. And here I'm reminded of the tarot card of the Tower, which shows a tower with a storm raging around it, with lightning bolts hitting the tower and setting it on fire, and massive waves crashing at the foot of the tower, and two people throwing themselves out of the tower, a man and a woman. And you know, what we have here is really, it's the image of destruction and chaos and danger and, you know, ultimate adversity. The people are throwing themselves out of the tower because the towers are on fire. But who has caused this fire? You know, these thunderbolts have come from the universe, from the Creator, from God, or from whatever you want to call the higher power of our creative force in this universe. And as such, you know, it is a gift. But let me tell you, the energy of the tower is harsh. It is a harsh clearing process. It is a tearing down of structures that do not serve anymore in order to rebuild something better, in order to start afresh, to clean the slate, to rebuild from ground zero. Okay, I'm getting a lot of shivers up and down my legs now. And so this is what we are being given the opportunity to do. You know, the chaos that we find ourselves in, the global chaos that is currently rampaging around our world in the form of all kinds of strange pandemics and riots and all of this stuff. You know, really this is the energy of storm doing its work to clear. And so we need to just be open to that power, really. Yeah, we need to be open to the power of storm energy to catalyze huge global shifts that cannot be shifted in any other way. And you know, this links into this big, the sword that was stabbing into the solar plexus, into the stomach, into the gut area. When this storm cloud arrived with the lightning bolts, you know, this is how Spider was showing herself initially, was as a storm cloud with lightning bolts. And so while she is coming to remove the things which have for so long kept us disempowered, you know, this is a good thing. But detox, which is what any kind of clearing is always hard. It's always difficult. It's always painful. You know, you can't detox things out of your life, out of your body, out of your system without going through the process of actually passing them through, which is the painful, icky, sticky bit. And so this is the process we find ourselves in. This is the part of the journey that we are in at the minute. We are in the eye of the storm, which is, you know, it's taking us in and out of both stillness and chaos. You know, for in many ways, lockdown has given us all the opportunity to pause. This is the eye of the storm. This is the stillness in the chaos. This is the gift of, taking a break from normal life, which is generally pretty busy and hectic. But while this huge clearing process is happening around us, you know, we are being given the opportunity to just pause. And although that lockdown in many places is lifting, you know, in other places it's clamping down again. In other places they are talking about the second wave of coronavirus, which will bring another lockdown, I'm sure. So, you know, we are in the midst of this process, which is going to be, I think, very kind of fluctuating between chaos and stillness on a regular basis, almost like a pendulum swinging from one to the other. And this is confusing. It is disorienting. It makes us feel, lost, confused, stuck at times, and yet thrown into chaos at other times. One minute we might feel like there's nothing we can do and we're stuck, and the next minute we might be, you know, in the middle of the flooding river. So we are just really having to live in a moment-by-moment, day-to-day basis. It's great practice for being in the present. Really, it's very good practice for that. And we have been taught so much in our culture to live in the past or live in the future, and really what we need to do is practice being in the present, and as much as we can, finding ways to come into a centered and balanced place within ourselves, which invariably will come back to being in nature, because Mother Earth is our grounding force in this journey. She is our center, she is our grounding helper. She is holding us through this chaos. She is holding us with so much love through this chaos as we journey through the storm. And I'm reminded of, you know, big massive storms and children being scared of the noise and the volume of thunder above and flashes of lightning. You know, being right in the midst of a storm can be a scary, scary experience. And when little children are scared, what do? They run to their mother and they get wrapped in her arms. And this is what we are being given the opportunity to do, is return to our mother, come back to the embrace of our mother, of planet Earth, of Gaia. And she will hold us through this crazy, stormy, chaotic journey that we're in. Okay, so what else do you have to show me or tell me, please? Allies? Myself in a place of stillness now, place of peace. You can hear the birds singing outside. It's almost like the calm after the storm, when the waves have been crashing high and then finally the wind blows away the storm clouds and the water settles down and it feels like I'm on a very still sea. Okay, I'm getting little twitches again in my shoulder, in my left shoulder. What is this about, please? What are the twitches in the shoulder about? I'm being told that this is these are our strings being cut, more strings, puppet strings that have been controlling us for so long. The puppet strings of the puppet masters that are attached to the puppeteer framework. We don't need to be puppets anymore. We don't need anyone pulling our strings anymore. And so Spider is round the back, snipping the strings. Snipping the puppet strings that have controlled us for a very long time. So again, in this way, Spider comes as a liberator. She's come in a number of different transmissions recently as a liberator. She seems to come on a quite regular basis to come and snip strings that are dangling us around or suspending us and preventing us from being free and what's the word I'm looking for? Self-determining. Twitches in both shoulders there. Lots and lots of twitches going on in the shoulder area. right the way across my upper back as well. I can feel that pearl, which I chose to put into my throat because my throat is my personal weak area in my energy field. That's why I chose to put it into my throat. I can feel that it's doing things in there, so you may well find that in the area that you place the pearl into, there might be things happening in that space. So you might be able to hear that my voice has been changing and cracking a little bit as I'm speaking, and I'm getting a lot of kind of coughing and just clearing going on, but I think that's probably quite personal to me. And so don't be surprised if you're feeling things going on wherever you placed your pearl. I'm getting little twitches in my pelvis. Feels like Spider is just kind of scuttling around the place, nipping and tweaking and snipping and adjusting, taking things out, snipping things that don't need to be there. I'm getting the image now of all right, okay, that's interesting. So I was getting the image, first of all, of kind of being bound up in ropes, but then I got the image of Gulliver in Gulliver's Travels. So in the story of Gulliver, he goes to sea and he gets shipwrecked in a big storm, and he finds himself washed up on a beach, pinned down by hundreds and hundreds of tiny, tiny little thin ropes, and he's washed up on the shores of a land called Lilliput, and Lilliput has all these little tiny small people, the Lilliputians, and the Lilliputians have found Gulliver washed up on their beach, and because he's a giant to them, they are quite scared of him, and they pin him down with where they tie lots and lots of ropes over him and then peg them all into the ground. And so when Gulliver wakes up, he's tied up and pinned down, and that's the image that I'm getting of being tied up and pinned down. And Spider is going around snipping all these little tiny ropes that are both binding but more so kind of restraining, and as Spider is moving around the body, snipping all these little ropes and cords, we are becoming more and more free. Again, it's a process of liberation. Big deep breath, the liberation of humanity. And this is, a really recurrent theme that keeps on coming up regularly in the healing transmissions that I'm doing, in the Gaia transmissions, is that we are in the process of being liberated, that we have for a very, very long time been disempowered, restricted, oppressed, repressed, and that we are in a time and a place where those bonds and binds and chains of restriction are being cut free now. We are being cut free, we're being liberated. But we are also in the process of the storm, which has had to come in order for that to happen. That liberation wouldn't have been possible without a major cataclysmic, stormy, chaotic process. You know, in great chaos, there is potential for great change. And while it looks quite scary in some ways, you know, there is a lot of fear-mongering, and there are definitely dark agendas at work in our world at the moment. Big deep breath. What I'm being told is that, you know, they won't be able to hold on to their power. The reason that they are trying to cling on for dear life to power and control over humanity is because they know that they're losing control and power. So this is their last ditch attempt to try to keep us pinned down and tied up. But you know, there's lots of little spiders running around snipping all those strings, and the power, the darker agendas, you know, the beings who work for the dark agendas, they're very busy trying to throw those ropes back over you and pegging them in. But there are more liberators at work at this time than there are, what's the word I'm looking for? Jailers. Let's call them jailers or oppressors. Yeah, the forces of darkness are being overrun. They can't hold on any longer. And so even though it might feel like a bit of a one step forward, two steps back process, I think actually it's more like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We are moving forward, we are evolving, ascending, expanding. But there are forces at work which are trying to hold us back and trying to pull us back into lower consciousness, into the old paradigm. Really, you know, we are leaving that now. And I'm being told that we have a lot of power in the form of our own will and consent to be liberated. So I'm going to ask you the question now. Do you wish to be liberated? Are you willing, are you consenting to have those ropes cut off you? Are you wanting to move forward? Are you wanting to evolve? Are you wanting to ascend? Are you wanting to expand? And if the answer is yes, you know, that's all you need to do. Big deep breath. Okay, I can see now a big whirlwind. It's like a hurricane or a big hurricane, big whirlwind. And the whirlwind has come to suck up all of the ropes, all of the ties that have been cut off, all of the restrictions and the bonds and the chains and the energetic bindings that have pinned us down for so long. The whirlwind is coming to just suck them up and take them away. So allow this whirlwind, which, you know, is another aspect of storm energy, isn't it? It's another it's another gift of the storm. Whirlwinds can bring cataclysmic destruction, but they can also remove things in a very effective way. They can just lift stuff up and take it away. So offer up anything and everything that you no longer want to hold on to. Offer it up to the hurricane, offer it up to the storm energy, and let it take it off your hands. If you want to shift into the new paradigm, you have to be prepared to let go of the old paradigm. So offer it up, give it away, let it go. And I'm being given the story now of Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. And you know, her whole house gets lifted up, doesn't it? And taken away in the hurricane, in the tornado. And when the tornado puts it down again, she is in a completely different magical place. And this is what I'm being told we are being given the opportunity for, is, you know, this whirlwind is coming to give us a paradigm shift. Okay, so what I'm also being told is that as well as offering up the old, outmoded, outdated, unhelpful paradigm to the whirlwind, you can offer yourself up as well. And the whirlwind will take you to wherever you need to be. The whirlwind will take you into your new reality. But you know, it takes bravery and courage to step into the storm, to step into the eye of the tornado. It takes courage and bravery to say, take me, to have that faith. Big deep breath. And we are being asked to summon our courage, to summon our bravery, to summon our strength, and to fearlessly step into the unknown. Are you prepared to do that? If so, let the whirlwind take you. So I can feel there is a paradoxical experience that I'm experiencing. I have chosen to step into the storm, I've chosen to step into the whirlwind, and I've been taken up inside the spout, inside the funnel of the wind, and it's incredibly peaceful in there. You'd expect it to be whizzing you round and throwing you about, but actually it's really gentle and it's really peaceful. But at the same time, there is a little tiny whirlwind that is roaming over my body, going all around my body, and it is catalyzing change. It is taking away that shouldn't be there. It is transforming. You know, this is a process of transformation, elemental transformation, powerful elemental transformation. And so allow the energy of storm to roam through your body, shifting that no longer serves you, and taking you into your new reality. Out of my body, gone into an incredibly still and peaceful space. I'm very aware of my breath moving in and out, but it almost feels like it's not mine. It's not my body. Feels like those breaths are big waves just rising up and falling down, like waves on the ocean. massive waves just expanding my chest and my lungs as far as they can reach, and then just gently, slowly releasing. I feel like this is like the cosmic breath, the breath of the universe, the universal in and out. I wish my chest could expand a bit more to be able to breathe these breaths even bigger and deeper. I feel like I'd like to be able to expand my lungs to be the whole size of the universe. And I'm kind of coming back into my body now. I'm more aware of being a physical being in a physical body, and the restrictions of my physical lungs and my rib cage and my chest. But gosh, I just went into a expansive, infinite, timeless place that felt like how do I explain it? Like a place where a big transformation could happen, almost like I was lifted out of my body so a big shift could take place, and now I'm being gently just dropped back down into my body. Yeah, that's what happened. I was taken out of my body. Paradigm shift, that's all I can really explain it as, happened, and now I'm being popped back in. I can feel some stuff going on in my head. My head and my neck and my shoulders all feel a bit stiff and tight. To move them. What is this stiffness and tightness, please? Okay, I'm being told that this is your own restricted reality. And again, you can choose to let that go. You can choose to throw it into the whirlwind, to shed the reality paradigm of restriction. And because that tightness is over my head, neck, shoulders, it's all the kind of upper chakras of the upper chest, heart, throat, third eye, crown. We are being offered the opportunity to let go of this old paradigm where we have felt ourselves and understood ourselves to be restricted and limited. And I'm being reminded of the pearl, and part of the wisdom of the pearl is that we are infinite, limitless beings. We are infinite, limitless beings, and that we are made in the image of our Creator, in that we can create infinite and limitless, amazing things if we are prepared to let go of limiting belief systems, limiting ideas of self, limiting patterns and programs, armoring and shielding. Just let it it go, let it go. We don't need that where we're going. We can't go there if we hold on to it. We can't go there. It's holding us back. It's stopping us from moving into this new paradigm of infinite potential. And so I invite you to throw this old paradigm of limited self-understanding, of limited self-belief, throw it into the whirlwind. You don't need that anymore. Take it all off, throw it into the storm. Eyes are twitching as those limiting self-beliefs are offered up to the storm to take it away, transform it. More big deep breaths. Yeah, I'm being told that this is my neck still feels really quite stiff. I'm actually lifting my head up and just moving my head around. My neck is cracking and clicking and crunching. Ooh. And it feels like this movement is necessary to just help these last few kind of quite stubborn and stuck patterns to shift them out. Big deep breath. Okay, I think that has helped some of that stiffness in the neck go. So I'm being told that, yeah, that was about, rigid thinking, rigid ideas around how things have to be and how the world works and how we have to operate in that world, and all those kind of very rigid, restrictive patterns that have been passed down to us over so many eons, so many lifetimes, so many generations. Okay, I can feel the last few plates of this restrictive arm are now coming off the top of my head, off the crown. Feels like that's the last place to be cleared. The shoulders are much looser now, the neck is feeling a lot better. Still a little bit of stiffness there, but it's mostly coming off the top of the head. I feel little twitches going on inside my body. In my ribs, in my chest, in the back of my head. A few little eye twitches. And a big deep breath. So I'm being told that the last bit to go, that the last plates are being taken off directly off the crown, and that now there is just one string leading directly into the crown chakra. Like those puppet strings on the shoulders, there is one string that is going directly into the crown. Wow, I can feel it goes all the way down through the third eye. My third eye is now starting to hurt a little bit, and it goes all the way down the spinal column, all the way down to the base of the spine, and that this string, this last string, is the ultimate string of control, because it goes all the way through us from the very top of our head down to the base of the spine, all the way through all of the energy centers, all of the main chakras of the energy system. And it's time to let that go. Time to let that go. Go on, spider, cut it. Cut it and pull it out, please. Okay, I now have another ally who has just arrived. This is Stingray, and Stingray comes as the animal form of Archangel Metatron. And Stingray and Metatron, big deep breath. Hello Metatron, thank you for coming. Archangel Metatron is the ally who comes to cancel soul contracts. Soul contracts are promises, vows, or agreements that we make either with ourselves or with other people, either individuals or groups of people, that soul contracts are agreements that we make, contracts that we pledge ourselves into to fulfill a certain role, to give ourselves to the service of others sometimes. These can be physical humans, but they can also be non-physical beings. And if these soul contracts are not completed and fulfilled, then they will often roll over across many lifetimes until such time as they are completed, or until such time as they are cancelled. And Archangel Metatron comes to cancel soul contracts that are no longer serving us. And quite often soul contracts never served us. We can end up in contractual agreements which are very detrimental and disempowering for us. And so you are being given the opportunity now to release your soul from any previous agreements that no longer serve your highest potential, that no longer serve your soul journey to fully realize yourself in your true expansive nature. And so I give you the opportunity now to cancel any and all soul contracts that exist between yourself or anyone else, any individual, living or dead, any groups of individuals, living or dead, any beings, physical or metaphysical, carnate or discarnate, across all time, all space, all lifetimes and all dimensions. I give you the opportunity to cancel any and all of these soul contracts which restrict, repress, or bind you in ways that prevent you from reaching your greatest potential. And if you are ready to release and cancel, neutralize those soul contracts, all you have to do is say yes. Yes, I'm prepared to let them go. Yes, I want to step into being the best version of myself that I can give myself. You know, many of these contracts are based on loyalty or a sense of duty, an idea that we have to fulfill some kind of role, even if it's to our detriment. But this is not true. That is the path of the martyr. That is the path of self-sacrifice. And you can choose that path if you want, or you can choose to liberate yourself and walk the path of expansion and infinite potential again. You know, we come back to this choice of the paradigms. Do you want to stay limited and restricted, or do you want to step into freedom and infinite potential? Make your choice. Archangel Metatron, for all of those who have said yes, I ask you to cancel any and all of these soul contracts now, across all time and all space, all lifetimes and all dimensions. For everyone who wishes to move into the new paradigm of being, help us to let go of the old ways, of the old restrictions, of the old contracts that no longer serve us. And so I'm being asked to remind you that even if you are not ready to let go of certain contracts yet, you can always come back to this work. You can always return to this place, either through listening to this transmission or by simply calling Archangel Metatron and saying, I'm ready now. I'm ready now to let go of that contract that is holding me back. So you can complete this work at any time if you are not ready to complete it now. Getting little tiny shivers down my legs. To call for any other allies. Is there anything left to do today? No. So I was just thinking in my mind there, is there a power ally to come? And the power ally is the storm. The ally is the storm. And this ally is with us in a very big way and will be for the foreseeable future. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling, like things are not shifting in the way that you would like them to, call in the power of the storm and offer up those blockages, those obstacles, those stuck parts. Offer them up to the storm and let the storm take them away. I wish to give my thanks to all of those who have come to help us in this healing work today. Thank you for the healing. Thank you for the healing. Thank you for the healing. taking a few deep breaths. Coming back into this time and back into this place. Back into your body and back into your breath. Giving your fingers a little wiggle. Giving your toes a little wiggle. And stretching yourself out to return to the here and now. And I look forward to taking another soul journey with you soon. Lots of love, Joanna Joy.